Hello, everyone. Good morning. Jane A here from Your Weight Loss. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I mean, we're saying good morning because it's morning while we're filming this, but maybe it's evening. Maybe you're in a bath.
Good afternoon. Good
Good
evening.
afternoon to you people. And good evening to everyone else. How are you, Alicia?
I'm so good, Jose.
Oh my God. I love when I've been like seeing different kinds of people and they call you Alicia.
Oh,
And it's,
really?
yeah, like one of my friends was like, I started following Alicia. Like Alicia, but sure. You have not been following her for a long time if you don't know how she says her name.
That's
Oh,
funny.
that's funny. And I'm like, interesting. How would you write Alicia? And then I'm like, oh, it's the SH. Like that's how an Alicia, you know what I mean?
I see that.
They're
I
like,
see
oh, I
that.
thought it was Alicia because of the way it's written. I'm like, interesting. But I mean, we've known Alicia Keys for a long time and she writes it the same way as you do.
It's true. I
We've
mean,
never called her Alicia.
we also could get my friends to say your name, right?
Right.
Your name's not too bad. It's Mireille that really
Mireille.
gets everyone.
It's very French. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
very French name.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have you been up to? What the people want to know?
I just got off the back of an epic camping trip.
Do you want to share with us a little bit like how amazing it was or how like interesting it was? Like how was the tenting in that rain? There was still a lot of rain on the Monday.
It wasn't like it rained all day, but it didn't rain a ton. So at least
Okay.
it wasn't heavy rain. Oh my
Right.
gosh. But we went with 9 families, I believe, of all like in our neighborhood. Basically, a lot of the kids all go to the same school. And there's this cute little, I can't reveal the name of the location in Kuchipaquak National Park because it'll get booked and we have to keep it safe. But
Right.
it's this little place where you basically have beach access. You're right on the beach. What you trade that for, though, is no water, no electricity, and no toilets. Oh, wait. And you park your car in a parking lot and then you walk your stuff. Like you can't bring your car into the parking spot.
And you have to pay for this? They don't pay you?
Do you know it is only $20 a night?
Of course. That's exactly. It's basically they're paying you.
And the bugs were next level.
Next level bugs.
Next level. But there was like
How
pockets
big were
of
they?
no, they just weren't big. There were just so many of them, so many mosquitoes.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
so sorry.
But there was pockets of beautiful things that happened. There was like Skippo games. Did you see that we did like tug of war with the kids?
Yeah, like who organized all of this? Who had the stuff?
Ryan brought the stuff.
That's what I thought.
and
Yeah, he seems like the guy that has the stuff.
He had the stuff and he had kayaks that he brought, and like Neil was there being Neil, obviously.
Right.
And we had a beautiful night on the beach. The kids jumped off the wharf, everyone
Yeah.
survived. All is good.
All is good. I saw that Alfie jumped and I was like, does he swim without like does he he feels comfortable swimming?
He does, yeah,
Okay.
but jumping, he doesn't
Yeah.
even go down a water slide at our friend's pool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's the jumping part, but then I'm like, can he swim? I wasn't sure if he was like comfortable swimming in like the ocean. You know what I mean?
Yes, like he's been last year he got rid of a life jacket and has been swimming with a life jacket since last summer, so he's
Okay.
pretty decent. There's adults in the water.
Yes,
Like,
I saw the adults. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it makes me nervous.
Everything about water, huh?
Yeah.
And I'm someone that's super comfortable with water, and I'm also like the parent that's not like, but when it comes to water though, and like,
Same.
yeah, no, there always needs to be eyes. I'm like, you are in charge. Your eyes always stay on this child's head. Know what I mean? Like
when there's a lot of people around too, that's when it scares me because everyone kind of just thinks someone else is watching their kid.
no one is watching your children.
No, I don't even want to watch my own. I'm not watching yours.
I'm not watching yours for sure.
Okay, what about you? What have you been up to?
Okay, so what have I been doing? Okay, we've been home now for a little bit. So we had like basically our July was the month where all of the activities with the kids where the kids were involved happened, and then August is more a simple slack, like we're sticking around in Shediac, we're staying home. My birthday is coming up, so that's when Jeff and I are doing kind of a getaway, just the two of us. But other than that, it's been really more at home, enjoying. The weather's been meh, like it hasn't been like this heat wave, although next week seems like it might happen. But So I am more like work. It's busy, right? We want to be working. We're getting our event getting ready, our Choose Happy event. You guys, it's out there. It's in the universe right now that we're hosting an event on October 29th. So please save the date. If you're from the area, you could totally be in the audience, and if you're not, be online. It's like a talk show. So you would watch Ellen online on your TV while you'll watch J&A. So I guess I've not been doing much other than
Wait, it's not a talk show. It's a late night show.
oh,
It's
I
more
like
that
that.
vibe, which also you can watch and has an audience. Late night with J and A.
Okay, perfect. It's like late night with what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, sure.
That's
That's
it.
us.
Yep.
So I am really in the in between right now, which is quite great because that's what we're talking about today. That's what we wanted to kind of put on the table, is because we're both in the phase of our lives and how they matter, and kind of like our mindset, I guess our mindset towards how important in betweens are. So do you want to go and explain to them when, because we use that language a lot with our members, like this
We
is an
do.
in between, making the in betweens count.
Making the in-betweens count. So it's perfect because I'm also on an in-between day right now. So basically it just means a day where you have no plans, basically. Like
Right.
there's no reason why you can't. It should be an easy day to create a calorie deficit. You're
Yeah.
not going to dinner. You're not on vacation. You don't have a trip. You're not camping. It is an in-between day where you are at home.
Yeah. And I mean, okay, when it comes to summer, so let's go seasonal. In the summer, the in betweens really count, just because there's so many opportunities to be in a surplus. And
Yes.
so that's why the in betweens, if you can create a deficit when you're home, when you are not camping or out or whatever, this can really help you manage your gain in the summer. So making those in betweens count. Now, when it comes to like fall or winter, you have way more in between times. Your in between is probably your routine from 9 to 5, Monday to whatever, right? And so that's where the routine is different and the language should be different as well. And not waiting for the 9 to 5, Monday to Friday lifestyle all the time, because it's not always happening. And then it also doesn't allow you to learn and experience a different way of living, because not everyone has the 9 to 5, Monday to Friday thing going on for them. So that's why when people are like, I'm a night shift worker, I work shift and whatever, I'm like, I don't want to say this and this, I mean this not in a mean way, but I'm like, so like, and then they're like, but for me, it's way harder. I'm like, I understand what you mean, but at the same time, the physics behind weight loss is the same. Your sleep should be account to the same thing. You're awake the same amount of time. It's just not common. And also the diet industry has kind of put it out there that you almost need that 9 to 5 routine, Monday to Friday, to
So
be able
true.
to like be healthy.
So
And
true.
that's just not it, you guys.
Yeah, no, if you work shift work, that is your routine. That's your life, and it certainly can be adjusted and tweaked, and and you can say, oh, it's hard because this, it's hard because that, and we're not taking that away from you. It 100% is, but everyone else in their reality, in their situation, has reasons why it's hard. Let's be honest. It is where we live in North America and the culture that we are surrounded by. It is actually hard to be a healthy human being.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
The access
yeah, we have
to
access.
food and the
Yes.
amount of food, the
Yeah.
portion of food that's put in
Yeah.
front of us,
Yeah.
the way that we value food,
Mhm.
it is difficult.
We just have easy access to obesity. Like that's how I kind of
100%.
say it. Like we have easier access to over consuming, not moving our bodies. And it's just the reality. And at the end of the day, that's why when you want to live that, like right now, being a healthy weight or living a healthy lifestyle is still the minority.
Yeah.
Like most people are overweight plus. And so it's just when you're trying to create that lifestyle, chances are you don't have this perfect environment waiting for you and you have to create it. You have to create the environment. And so you're not having to create the perfect meal plan, you guys. It's really just what environment have you set up for yourself to be able to have access to that lifestyle as well? Because you will always have access to overeating. Like
Always.
that's always gonna happen.
Okay. And do you know what I was just thinking back to in betweens when you were talking about the seasons? Do you know when's a really good season where we use in betweens, but it's not so much a full day? It's like a meal is holidays.
Right.
Holiday time, we also talk to our members about using the in between. So, like, if you have a big supper, you have a brunch, and then you have a big supper. Well, the in between is legit in between. So, like,
Yeah.
and that diet mentality is, oh, well, I'm going to be in a surplus today, so I might as well just give her all day long. Whereas you actually have one meal or two meals, or sometimes three meals, where
Yeah.
you have a great opportunity to create a deficit or create a, manage your
Create less
surplus.
of a surplus, you
That's such a
guys. So
good point.
we certainly teach that to our members. There is a difference between being in a surplus of 100 calories at the end of the day versus thousands because you gave her. And so that's knowledge. Knowledge like, man, it's a game changer. When you understand how a body gains weight, you can play that game and you can win. Like, and so you know what I mean?
I mean, it's math, guys. It's
I know.
legit math.
Okay, I want to bring this on the table. I want to have
Okay.
this conversation. Why does it upset people? Why does it upset? We've gotten slack on TikTok when we say like that. It's like simple. It's math. It's calories in, calories burnt. And if you're in a surplus, you're going to, gain some fat. And if you're not, you're going to, have fat loss. Why does it upset people that it's that simple? Is it because they're like almost insulted that they've spent all their lives kind of, and then I'm like, okay, this is what I want to say to them. They're like, no, it's more complicated than that. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, actually it isn't, but okay, let's have that conversation. Sure. But for me, it's mostly how has the way you've been thinking serving you? Because how I've been thinking has been serving me really well right now. I've maintained my weight off for over a decade. I've been happy. I've had energy. Blah, 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 all of the things, all of the positive things. Yet you have been overweight for the past 10 years, struggling and trying to find this, and I've been telling you this one thing, and you have not been you've been still limiting beliefs. Like you've been limiting yourself from believing something different that could have given you success, and it would have. If you just understood that if you have not been losing weight, you have not been in a calorie deficit.
Yes. For some people, I think what they're connecting is their hormones. And I think for sure, for some people and for some people, it is more complicated because of their hormones. However, it is still a calorie deficit. But it might be harder for you to create a deficit because you are premenopausal or because you have some underlying condition or because you're on meds that could create, all of these things for sure could make it harder to create a calorie deficit for you. However, a calorie deficit is still how you lose weight.
And that's the part we're never saying that it's easy to create a deficit, but we are saying it's okay, wait. Our calorie deficit conversation is that it's as simple as, that's what we say, but we're saying it's as easy as creating a deficit. We're like, it's as simple as that. The answer to your confusion or your why is this not happening is because unfortunately your lifestyle is not creating a deficit. And so you're like, oh man, does it mean I have to eat less calories? And you're feeling like you're not eating a lot enough, like right now. Okay, then you have to think more different types of foods to get more volume. So you feel like you're eating, it's not always about eating less. It's about eating less calories.
Exactly.
And I think that's when people don't like that. They're like, well, what do you mean? I can't eat less. You can certainly eat less calories, but I understand there's like that. Then there's nutrient dense foods and there's volume. And that's when you need to tweak stuff.
Yes. And if we're just, being really transparent right now and having an honest conversation, most people are underestimating how many calories in 7 days are going in their bodies. And when they think that they're eating so little, it's because they're thinking about what they did on Monday. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are not in the forefront of their brain.
1000%. And that's just the common reality. Now, if you're sitting here listening or standing or walking and you're like, nope, I know that blah, 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 blah. How, and well, has that thought process given you success? And if you're like, yes, I like, because I'm so transparent and honest, perfect, beautiful, awesome. But guys, you need to know that that's the message out there right now from multiple people, multiple social media. The social media that we're all following is there. A lot of people are telling you like you are underestimating how much you are consuming, and that's the most common, I'm gonna quote, issue with obesity and with people being confused, is just the awareness.
Yeah, and it's for sure the most common issue for people who are not losing weight but feel like they should be losing weight.
Yeah.
That, guys, that is 90%. Now, is
Yeah.
there like 10% of people that probably do need to go to their doctor, go get tests, deal with their hormones, and do you know what, guys? Some people have more important things going on than to lose weight in that moment.
Oh my, yes. Please
So
know that when we're having these conversations, we're not all painting you with the same brush, you guys.
no.
You need to find yourself and find in our content, you're like, you know what? That's me. Like, I truly believe that there's nothing wrong with my hormones. I am not, maybe just what Alicia just said. You're like, you know what? She's so right. I don't even like track or am aware at all of what I eat Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or she's so right. Like, I'm not, and so it's like we just like want to create awareness in your life. And so if the awareness that we're creating today is you calling your doctor, then awesome. Like, we're just
Exactly.
creating awareness.
Like, and you know what? If you're like, oh, I can't because my hormones must be messed up, then go down that path. Like, if you
Yes.
truly believe that that is the reason why you're not being successful, make an appointment, attack that part of your life and go down that path and see where that can take you. But do not tell yourself that you're broken during the process.
You are not broken.
While you're going down that path, why not create awareness around your nutrition? Why not eat in a way that makes your body feel good? Even if, just take that focus off weight loss then and put the focus on health and well-being and feeling
And
good.
learning about yourself, learning about your
Yes.
body. One thing that I know we're kind of off the topic, but that's how we do things. We've talked about in-betweens, make them count. But one thing that I'm really grateful for, or that I'm like, wow, that paid off, is how aware within my own body that I am. Like, because of all the awareness, because of the years of reflecting and awareness and knowing myself, I feel so in tune with I feel like I know my body. I'm like, I know how it reacts. I know what it likes. I know. And so that also shuts a lot of noise. But that takes a lot of time. And you cannot be like, never mind right now. Okay, now I'm on, now I'm off. I've been so connected to who I want to be for the past 20 years. That's legit what I want to say. Pregnant, not pregnant. Whether with your weight loss or not your weight loss, like, I've always been so connected to who I wanted to be. And I've created that connection with my body and that transparency and that honesty. And so right now I don't have a lot of noise about what the scale says or how my body feels, because I feel like I know it. And I'm like, and I take the time to be like, why am I bloated right now? Why am I having diarrhea right now? Why am I I legit am like, okay, obviously it's because of my lactose intolerance that I'm ignoring. But you know what I mean? I just feel like I know my body a lot. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get my periods. I'm going to hold water, which means my weight's going to go up a little bit. So there's like way less noise, drama, confusion. I feel so in control. And this shit takes time. Like, that's like years of me being connected.
And I really think that if we are so focused on what the things that are going on to our body that we cannot control, it's distracting us from being in touch with what we can control. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just, it's almost masking it. And we're not even giving ourselves a chance to really think about how we feel and what certain food makes us feel and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, what's missing a lot out there is awareness. And I just feel like as in people, sometimes I'm like, do you hear yourself?
I
Like,
know.
and it's in a nice way, but I'm like you just said this one thing and then you said this other thing that it's like completely opposite law.
I
And
know.
I'm like, are you recognizing your pattern of excuses and victim mentality? Yet I am so in control and I'm doing everything right. Like legit in one conversation, sometimes I have people that say, I don't know why I'm losing. I'm doing everything right, whatever. And in that same conversation, it's like, I was away at camping all week. And I'm like, okay, well, that's like, I was away at camping. I ate out. I don't know how many calories, whatever. So then obviously they contradict themselves. Like the only way you can be like, I should be losing is if like you tracked everything and you like stayed home and like, and why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Like, why are we fighting what our body is trying to tell us?
Yeah.
And I sometimes I'm like, you are not being nice to your body. Like you are not being polite right now. You like, I'm like, your body is trying to serve you as best as it can and you're just upset and discouraged and then like basically treating it like shit after because you're like, you didn't lose a pound. I was supposed to lose a pound this week. And it's like your body is just trying to figure out what the heck you're doing. You've been giving it too much for the past 10 years and then this week you're like, you better give me this if I like, settle down. No. Okay, you need to respect the fact that your body has other shit to do than weight loss for you right now.
Yep.
It's trying to like get your heart going, keep you thinking, keep you happy, hydrated. Like it is busy, law. And you're here on a weight loss schedule. Do you know what I mean? I just find that there's that.
Yes.
People are not like, you're not realizing that you've legit not taken care, like you have not thought about how your body feels in a very long time. And it has been telling you, hey, you're eating a bit too much. So I'm just storing this extra fat, extra fat, extra fat. We're now 50 pounds over. Your body was not made to be obese. Like it was not made for all that extra fat. It's trying to just like survive right now. And so your knees start giving out and your back and you're tired and whatever. And it's like just trying to survive with what you're giving it.
Yes.
What a
That
pep
was
talk.
great.
But you know what I mean? And then they're like, why didn't I lose this week? Man, my God, you have your period. Your body's trying to do other things right now. It's busy this week. La. So, it's busy doing other things.
It's
So
shedding the
sorry.
lining of your uterus.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's busy.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, exactly. But I just feel like we're expecting things that our body is like, just a second, no, I'm doing other things. You're not only your weight loss timeline is not the only thing I have going for me right now. Like I have other things to do.
And you know what? I'm going to take it back to what you said about your thoughts and how it's serving you. And I honestly think this way in a lot of areas of my life, and it is serving me. I didn't tell my children I was doing a podcast. Can you hear them?
Nope.
Is I just assume I'm fully in control. So like I don't spend a lot of time thinking about what I can't control because I just assume I'm the boss of it and I can. So me thinking about areas in my life that I can improve is not productive. So I'm just going to say, you know what? I am in control.
Oh my God. I just like lost it when you said that. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Like,
and doesn't it feel good?
Yes. Even, do you know what? With Alfie's reading, I don't look at it as the school's responsibility to teach my son to read. It's mine. And a bonus that there's other humans that are behind the scenes like helping me out, but I see it as my responsibility. This is my life. This is my body. It's me. It's me.
Yeah. And like let's say I get on the scale after a weekend and I'm up 5 pounds, I 100% am in charge of it. I control what's next. I do not feel victimized by my lifestyle that I chose on the weekend or whatever. I'm like, I am in charge. Like I can do whatever I want. Like
I mean, don't
that
you think
attitude is gold.
I think that about all areas of our life. You know,
Yes.
I could think about, oh, how busy I am,
Yeah.
how hard it is to do this, how hard it is to do that, but
Yeah.
I don't spend my mental energy thinking about the things I can't control and why things are difficult. I spend my mental energy focused on what I can control, and that's just setting me up for
And
success.
I'm putting myself, I'm the boss. I'm the team
I'm the
captain.
boss.
Team captain
Team
here.
captain.
Yeah, I am in charge.
Okay,
And it feels good. I don't even see that as overwhelming. I'm like, no, because I can decide to take a break if I want.
yeah.
You could decide because you are in charge. So if you decided that it wasn't your responsibility and it was the schools and you feel good with that decision, you're like, then okay. Not, oh, how could I guilt, shame. Like, stop that.
Even
If
like,
I
oh,
chose, if
the
I
kid,
chose to give an Eggo for lunch to my kids, like I am in charge. I'm the boss here. Like this is what. So not like, oh, what a bad mom. Like I don't live in that life. Like this is what I wanted. This is what it is. If I gain 5 pounds over the weekend, I'm not living the life of like, oh, poor me. It's so hard for me. I'm so busy because of my kids. It's just not the right time. Zero. I did that. I chose that. What do I want now? Done.
done.
Okay, I want to end with that. I think that was good.
We're not going to
Um,
bring it back to the in-betweens at all. We're not
nope.
going to we're not going to talk about the actual thing that we did.
I mean, at the end of the day, you guys, please know because we talked a bit about the math and the fact that like it's an accumulation, and that's the knowledge and the language you should be using with your in-betweens
Yes.
and being smart with them.
Absolutely.
Um,
So it's not, today I went for a walk before the rain start. I'm going to Zumba. I will eat a salad, not because I'm punishing myself, not because I gained weight when I was camping, because it's who I want to be, because I want to take advantage of today so that I can drink tons of beer in like 5 days. Do you know what I
perfect.
mean?
Yes.
It's a budget. It's where do I want to spend my budget? Today, I want to save money
Yeah.
so I can go for a shopping spree later.
Absolutely. And I don't know, like, and of course, if you're not like saving money and not feeding your children.
No.
Like, it's when people are like, are you punishing? No. I'm just being smarter. Like, there are days where we don't need to spend a bunch of money. We can just like be home and play with our puzzles that we haven't played in a long time. We don't need to go to hop, skip, and jump and spend $1 bajillion climbing a freaking wall.
True that.
Okay.
All right.
All right, you guys. So in-betweens do matter. They matter a lot. Join us, you guys. You need to start thinking about having your weight loss in your life and this content. And I love someone just asked to be a part of the sneak. And it's like, what do you expect out of the sneak peek group? So just so you know, we have a group that's a closed group. So we want to make sure that the people in there are interested in knowing more about your weight loss. And it's free. It's just a Facebook group. There's over 14,000 people in that group. And we just like go live. We give content. We obviously tell you if there's any specials going on, whatever. And she wrote, I want to know what's it like inside your weight loss. And I was like, I love that. And like just being in that part of that group will allow you to do that. But you listening to our content, whether it's Instagram or this podcast, this is you knowing how you could really take in there's tons of content, but also really having access to humans to answer your questions. So right now you're taking in content, but how will you apply this? And when you're applying, that's when you have questions. You know what I mean? When you're taking content, you don't have questions because you're just taking content. But when you're applying content, that's where you're like, I'd like some advice. I'd like some, I'd like to see how other people take in this content and apply it in their life. That's what you get inside your weight loss. And you get so much more, obviously, with recipes and whatever. You have a full program for $40 a month. You have humans, you have a full cookbook, you have full programs of knowledge, changing that language. You have everything that you could ever need. Everything, all the pieces. Okay, you guys. So follow us on all of our platforms, like this podcast, subscribe to our podcast. We're close to 200,000 downloads, which is just insane to us. Thank you so much for your support. We love that you love listening to us because we love talking.
We really do. And how you can show that the support is just to share it so that we can get more people listening.
Yep. Thank you so much, you guys. And we're so lucky. You know what I was thinking the other day, Leash? How we're so lucky, but that we don't feel the need to have we love to talk and that's it. You listen to our podcast. There is no advertisement. There's no whatever. We're not using this podcast for advertising. We love spending our time with our members and we love giving free content. And that's just not our thing. We just like love to talk. We have enough to say. We don't need advertising.
No.
Okay, you guys. So like us, share everything. Come see us on TikTok, everywhere, Instagram. We love you. We appreciate you. Keep listening. Bye, guys.
Bye.